Hey, what's up, guys? It's Russo and Jordy with Backdoor Fantasy Sports, and we've got another Prize Picks video for you. But first, we want to thank you guys. We hit 10,000 subs today. We're super excited, and we couldn't have done it without your help. All of you who've been with us for a while, just supporting us, liking the videos. That's really the best way to support the channel, and you guys have been killing it. So we appreciate you. We've really got to know a lot of you people who are regularly on our channel in our comments and stuff, and it's just been a lot of fun. So thank you so much for helping us get there. We're really excited to keep it rolling. We're going to be talking about the NBA slate on Saturday, February 3rd. And we've got a 6-game slate that we're excited about because there's actually some pretty good games, some fun matchups. So to kind of celebrate, and since there's no daily show tomorrow, we wanted to give you 6 picks tonight. So you can, decide whether or not you want to take these. But before we get into everything, if you've never tried Prize Picks, use our promo code at the bottom of the screen and they'll match your first deposit up to $100. They're just going to double what you put on. So if you do deposit the whole 100, you'll get 200 to play with. You'll just want to throw that code in and they'll hook you up with the deal. And if you're new to our channel, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell if you want to jump on these plays before they get removed. It's been happening a lot more lately. Prize Picks is always bumping these plays and sometimes removing them entirely. So if you have your notifications on, you'll just be able to jump on as soon as we drop the video and see if you want to take these plays or not. All right, and if you guys don't mind doing us a favor one more time, just liking the video. It's just continuing to help us grow, gets us into the algorithm, gets us in front of a larger audience. And so we thank you guys if you don't mind just liking the video again. All right, so here are the plays we're going to be covering. I'm going to be talking about Tobias Harris over 34.5 PRA, Jonathan Kuminga over 28.5 points and rebounds, and DeJounte Murray over 32.5 points, rebounds, and assists, which is the PRA. What are you getting into, Jordy?
Yeah, I'm going to be taking Cam Thomas for over 2.5 assists, Harrison Barnes for over 16.5 points and assists, and Steph Curry for over 4.5 three-pointers mid.
All right. Well, before we get into our recap, we want to tell you guys about our favorite DFS tool, and that's Daily Grind. They're an official partner of the channel. They've been with us since the very beginning, and we love those guys over there. And they're giving all of our viewers 25% off of any of their tools if you just use code BACKDOOR. It's just one word. Just put that in when you are signing up, and they'll give you 25% off of any of their tools for the first month. There's a link in the description of the video if you want to check that out. And our other partner, Chalkboard, which is another platform. We just like to diversify the platforms we're using, and Chalkboard actually gives you the ability to adjust the lines to what you want. And the only time they don't let you is every now and again they give you a play so good that they just keep it at a fixed line. But most of the time, like 90% of the time, you can adjust the line up and get a higher payout, or lower and make it easier slip but a lower payout. So the control is all like up to you, which is great. It's iOS only, so if you don't have iOS, you won't be able to play just yet, but they do have an Android version on the way and a desktop version on the way. They're just a new platform, so they're still getting out there with all these other operating systems and whatnot. But if you use code BACKDOOR, they'll match your first deposit up to $100 as well, and there's a link in the description of the video for that. All right, let's get into this recap. I'll start. I had the night show solo. Let's see. So I took Kawhi Leonard over 6.5 rebounds. He only went for 4. It was unfortunate. I guess the ball didn't bounce his way tonight. That was unfortunate. He was the last person I expected not to hit on this slip. That was my most confident play, but yeah, sometimes it happens. He only went for 4. And then Franz Wagner over 3.5 assists. He went for 5. So we cashed there. And we took DeJounte Murray over 10.5 rebounds and assists. He went for 13. So we cashed there. And then Terry Rozier, 24.5 PRA. He cashed for us. It was hilarious though, because he went for 28, but he scored 15 points and was 2 for 13 from the field. But he went 11 of 11 from the free throw line. But he got it done for us with the rebounds and assists in addition to that. So we went 3-1 on that. And then for the day show, I had Kevin Durant over 38.5 PRA. He had a great game. He went for 51. And then Şengün over 15.5 rebounds and assists, and he crushed this. He went for 21. So not too bad. Running into yours, Jordy?
Yeah. Unfortunately, I gave you guys the goose egg on my side. I'm just knocking off the rust a little bit since I missed one video, so forgive me.
It's real. The rust is real.
It is for sure.
Crazy.
I was on a crazy heater and I interrupted it for one day, and then we're back to 0-2 in this video, but we'll get it back tomorrow. I feel good about these three, but I went with DeAndre Ayton for over 14.5 points. I can't tell you why he didn't hit this. For a guy who plays that position and is athletic as he is, and he has all the tools, and he just can't seem to like stay consistent. He's so streaky. He just went 5 games in a row going for like almost 20 points, and then he goes for 8 tonight against a pretty, Denver's tough, but it's an easy matchup for centers because Jokic is not like an elite defender by any means. So it was pretty insane that he only got 8 points. Going into the fourth quarter, he only had 4 points. So that was pretty insane, but we missed on that one. I also took Anthony Simons for over 4.5 assists, and I'm not going to put all the blame on Ayton here, but Anthony went for 4, but he had so many opportunities to get this done if Ayton just hit his shots, So it's like he dished him the ball so many times, and when Anthony was hitting this assist line all the time, Ayton was having 20-point games. So it's like it kind of goes hand in hand. It's kind of a correlating slip, but Anthony could have got this done. He only needed 1 more, so we just missed by 1 on him, but it's all right. We'll get it back on this one.
Yeah, for sure. And by the way, when I say the rust is real, I didn't mean like as far as your ability to take out picks. I just want to clarify on that. I'm just saying like I noticed. Yeah, I noticed when I miss like one video and I come back, I'm like, I feel like I haven't done a video in like a week for some reason. Yeah. Anyways, all right. That covers the recap. Let's get into these plays. All right. So for me, starting with Tobias Harris, over 34.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Let's look at this over under. Actually, this is from yesterday. Let me just refresh this. Okay. So we have a 232.5 over under with the 76ers favored by 4. We obviously have no Embiid, and the 76ers are playing at home. This is a tough matchup for Tobias, so fade it if you're not into it. But I think that he's going to do just fine personally. So to power forwards, Brooklyn is first in points allowed. So bad, as far as defense against points to power forwards, they're number 1. And then 11th in rebounds allowed and 6th in assists allowed. But I like him to stay in the flames here and get over this mark. He's been playing good lately. And if we take a look at these games without Embiid, he's gone over this 4 out of his last 10 and 3 out of his last 5. So I like him to get this done. I just think that they're going to have to, and with the edge of them playing at home, they're going to have to. It's going to have to be another good game from Maxey and another good game from Tobias Harris. I think maybe Oubre will show up a little bit, but they've got 2 guys who can really step up right now and play at that level that they're missing with Embiid. And no one can replace Embiid, but I like Tobias in this one. So this is set on Outlier, which by the way, Outlier is another partner of ours, killer statistical analysis app, best in the business in my opinion. And if you want to check this out, they'll give you a 7-day free trial. Just use the link in the description of the video for Outlier, and you can try it out for 7 days and see how you like it for free. All right, so his last 2 games, he's gone over this. And by the way, I had mentioned I had this set for no Embiid, what he does with Embiid out of the game. This is just his regular numbers now. But yeah, his last 2 games, he's gone over this, and his minutes have been great. Those 2 games, he went for just under 38 minutes, and he hit 39 minutes against Utah. But again, at home, I guess I'm kind of hammering the same point here, but I'm comfortable taking this. If you're not, just fade it. No big deal. We're giving you 6 tonight. If we hop over to Daily Grind, they have this slightly favored to the under at 51.13% odds to hit the under, and they have it at a -122. And we've got like low odds, but pretty much across the board, everyone's about a -120, calling it to go under. But I'm taking it over. So go with your gut there. The next play we're going to talk about is this Jonathan Kuminga points and rebounds. This dude has just been getting it done lately, and I'm loving it. Like, he's finally getting the minutes he deserves, and he's showing why he deserves those minutes. If we look at his last 10 games, he's gone over this 8 out of his last 10. And that's whether or not he's getting a lot of minutes. Back here, we've got like some games in like the mid 20s going up to like the higher 20s. And then they've just been feeding him more and more. This game against LA where he went for 43 minutes, that was obviously an overtime game. But even following that against Philly, he went for 39 minutes, 37 minutes, only averaging 2.4 fouls a game. He's shooting 62% from the field right now, averaging just under 14 attempts per game. So that's killer. He's shooting 51% from the three, not taking threes very often. Just 1.4 is about what he's averaging as far as making threes. And he's taking just under 3 attempts per game, but he's shooting great at 51% over the last 10 games. That's killer. So this is looking great. And on top of all that, let's see how the matchup is. The killer matchup. 30th in points allowed, 29th in rebounds allowed. So I'm going to be playing this in a ton of slips. I'm feeling great about it. All right, having a little bit of an issue with the Daily Grind website right now on that particular tab. I usually have them set up beforehand, so I apologize. It's not letting me refresh. So I'm going to skip the Daily Grind outlook. I can tell you what Outlier's saying about this play. All right, so we've got FanDuel minus 125. Looks like a lot of these are favoring it to the under. So go with your gut. I don't know why this is favored to the under. He's got a killer matchup and he's getting a ton of minutes and he's gone over this 8 out of his last 10. So I'm going to definitely be rolling that one out. All right. And then my last play, DeJounte Murray over 32.5 PRA. He is coming off of a back-to-back. So there is that to consider, but I still think he can get this done because he's been so consistent. If we take a look at this matchup here, we've got 247.5 over under with the Hawks favored by 2.5. And if we hop back over to Outlier here, he's also gone over this 8 out of his last 10 games. And he's getting plenty of minutes, averaging 35.7 minutes per game, only 1.8 fouls per game, so you don't have to worry about foul trouble. Shooting 46% from the field, not shooting great from the three. He's averaging 6.6 attempts and he's making 27% of those, so about two made a game. So not terrible. The 27 looks worse than 2 made per game, but when you're shooting almost 7, it's not a good percentage. But I'm feeling good about him going over this again. He does have a good matchup here. We've got point guards and a little bit more difficult against shooting guards. They have him listed as a point guard, but we know he plays the 2 when Trey's on the floor. So 15th in points allowed, 4th in rebounds allowed, and 1st in assists allowed. So keep all this in mind. If you're uncomfortable with this, I don't feel like I still love this play, but it's not like the Kuminga play where I feel super, super confident about it. But I do feel really confident about this play. It's just a little bit tougher of a matchup for this one, being 4th in rebounds allowed, 1st in assists allowed. But if he does get into that facilitator mode, which we know he's capable of, he'll be, more point guard style position with a little bit better of a matchup. But I just, he's been so consistent, 8 straight. So it's not just 8 out of his last 10. This is 8 straight. So it's pretty much a wagon right now. So I'm feeling good about that play. Here's Kuminga. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm just going to skip this because my daily grind's acting up a little bit. But yeah, those are the 3 I'm rolling with. Sorry it was a little bit clunky tonight. Just had a little bit of an issue with the website. So do you want to get into yours, Jordy?
Yeah, man. So to get me started with mine, I've got this Cam Thomas over 2.5 assists. I feel pretty good about this. We have a low over-under. Obviously, we don't have Embiid in the game to slow it down to a snail pace with all his foul shots, but we do have a close over-under. 232.5 over-under with a -4 point favorite to the Sixers, obviously. But I like Cam Thomas to go over 2.5 threes, and I'll show you why. He's done this in the last 7 out of 10 games. This Utah game, he just he didn't get any. I don't know. He just put up a duck on us there, but we didn't take him in that game or anything. But I'm getting off track here already. I'm gonna be taking this for over 2.5 because it's just a super low line for 1, and 2, he gets a ton of minutes, and he's done this a ton. He's done it 10 out of 20 games, so you can take these games as a warning sign if you want. This isn't a play I'm like, calling a lock or anything. We don't do that anyway, but it's a great matchup for him. But you just want to be careful because he does not go over this line sometimes. But I feel good about him going over it in this game because it's going to be a high over under. It's going to be a fast paced game with no Embiid on the floor. They're playing like Paul and all those guys instead of Embiid and Mo Bamba, so it'll be a faster paced game. And Cam Thomas gets a ton of assists in these fast paced games, so I feel great about it. He just got 4 against Phoenix. He's kind of slipping into that role of kind of getting everything done now. Not just the scoring, but he's doing the assisting and the rebounding as well. So 2.5 is just such a low line. We like to shoot at these low lines sometimes, so take it if you will. If we go over to daily grind, I'll have to type them all in because it was like auto refreshing on me and stuff. So his assists are just barely the juice to go under. So he's got some really juice plays. His PR is a 54%. If you like stuff like that, take that. But I just think the 2.5 assists is so low for how many times he does it. You can take his whole PRA if you want. It's just not a great matchup for him, scoring wise. So I don't know why it's so juiced. Daily grind, you guys have to be careful. Like, you have to use your own knowledge. That's why outlier and daily grind go hand in hand so well, is because sometimes daily grind, I don't think they take into account on matchups. It's just like a longevity and a percentage based thing. But it's you'll kind of take a play because it's super juiced on daily grind, and then it's a terrible matchup and the guy gets shut out. So you just kind of got to be careful sometimes. But so I feel pretty good about the assist line because Cam Thomas is one of those guys who, like, he goes for like 30 points and then he has a ghost game where he just doesn't put up any points at all. So I like him to go over the assists. I'm just going to stay with that and get off this pick. But my next pick here is Harrison Barnes for over 16.5 points and assists. His points are just set at 15.5. So I always like to take the line, like the points and assist line. If it's 1 point higher, I like to go with that one. So I like Harrison Barnes, to go over 16.5 points and assists. Over the last 5 games, he's been having like a career stretch this year. You look at the last 10, it's not anything really impressive, but over the last 5, he's really got on a heater. Over the last 6, really, he put up 32 on Atlanta that one game, and then he's just kind of been rolling ever since. He put up 39 against Golden State, so he's just barely missed it against Memphis. But this is why I like the points and assists right here, because he had 12 points and 4 assists in that game, and he just missed it by 0.5. But the points and assists is a great line because it's 1 point higher than just the points, and they're 28th in assists allowed and 16 in points allowed. So it's a great matchup for him against Chicago. If you look at the head-to-head, he's gone over it 2 times against them already in the past. So I like him to go over this again. So I'm going to be taking Harrison Barnes. If we want to look at this play on daily grind, let's type in Harrison here. So his points and assists is just barely juiced to go under at a 50.09% chance. I'm taking the over here. You couldn't pay me enough to take the under. I may be wrong on this one, but just go with your gut. So taking Harrison Barnes for the over on that one. And then Curry for his threes made. I mean, obviously, I don't have to tell you about how good of a three-point shooter Steph Curry is, but this is a great matchup for him. 24th in threes allowed, giving up 3.3 a game. Obviously, they're not playing Steph Curry every game, or they'd be giving up 5 every game. But, he's done this at 10 out of his last 20 games. In the head-to-head, he's hit it once and just missed it by 0.5 and 1. So, I feel good about this one. It's Steph Curry. If you look at what he's doing over let's go with the last 5 games. He's shooting 13 attempts and making 51% of them. So he's on a great stretch right now. Shooting 51% from 3 is crazy when you're shooting 13 threes. Jordy's percentages would be like 12% if I was shooting 13 threes in a game. So I like him to go over this line. If you look at the over-under on this game, it's a really high over-under too. That's why I like this game a lot. 247.5 over-under. I can see this game just being one of those games where Curry goes crazy and gets like 30 points. I don't know. You can take his points if you want, but I think obviously if Curry's going to be getting that many points, he's going to be shooting a lot of threes. So 2.5 point favorite too. So nothing too crazy. They have the Hawks favored by 2.5. So just go with your gut. I mean, this is a pretty, tight board tonight. This is the first look show. So, we don't have a daily show tomorrow, but we will be putting plays in the Discord. I always do. So just kind of hang out in there for sure. But these are the 3 I've got, man.
All right, guys, that's the 6 we're rolling with. Yeah, kind of first look in the sense that this is the time of night where we don't get fantasy score and dunks and all that other fun stuff. So we'll be posting plays in our Discord tomorrow. And we'll be back to the daily show on Monday. But guys, just once again, thank you so much for helping us get to 10,000 subs. It means a lot. Shout out to Patty B, who's been with us since we were under 100. And shout out to Skywalker DFS, who's helped us, kind of grow this thing. He's really kind of shown us the ropes when we were first starting, and we love that dude. Love his show. Definitely check him out. And shout out to Boston Nick and just everyone who's kind of been rolling with us for a long time now. I say a long time. It hasn't been that long, but since the early days. So we appreciate all you guys. Sorry if I missed anybody, but we appreciate the whole community. So thank you so much. And if you do want to check out our Discord, there's a link in the description of the video. It's like 50 cents a day-ish, depending on how many days are in the month. But yeah, it's like 50 cents a day. And if you just go over to the link in the description of the video, it'll take you to Discord. And then once you're there, just go to server subscriptions and subscribe, and it'll unlock all of our channels. And we have 2 other analysts in there. One of our analysts, Moose, he posted his protected play, a 6-man heater, and he cashed it, and a bunch of people were on that play with him. So we share the plays we're getting into. It's a pretty fun environment, and we try to give you as much as we can on the show too. It's we're not withholding any good plays, and like you got to be in our Discord to get them. Like it's not like that at all. It's just a lot of times there's really good value about an hour before the game, and you'll notice like the slips just start pouring in our Discord about an hour or 2 before the game. So when the games start. But anyways, guys, thank you so much. Have a great weekend, and we will catch you in the next video.
Good luck, guys.